Let's get into it, guys. Welcome to the next episode. We are getting right into the draft, going off that fatal walk-off in the last episode. If you didn't see that episode, man, go check it out. Don't want to give it away, but I kind of did. Spoiler alert. But as we get right into the 2024 draft, we definitely want to hit, like I've been saying all season long, with our top 5 pick, as we do have to wait 74 picks before we do get the next one. So we have a few guys we're looking at. It's pretty clear cut who our main guys are. We already know some of our guys are going to get picked, so here's what it is. People like Daryl Strong, Shelby, Status, whatever his name is, Johan Diaz. All guys we're looking for with that top 5 pick. Waylon Duvall is also another one. If you look at Madrid and Marcel Bates, all good options for that 5th pick. Subs got a little more than others. Definitely am getting used to the draft system. Definitely got to work out some kinks as well. As you will see later on, I kind of struggle to find who to pick. But we will find out by the end of this episode, guys, what our guys' ratings are. I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long for that, as we will do some simmage. But the first overall pick is, as we expected, Daryl Strong. Pretty solid pitcher. Righty, already 21. So hopefully for the Rockies, he'll already be ready for action. And then, ironically, another divisional opponent. Well, actually, this is the Nationals pick, excuse me. And Shelby Stausiadis is the 2nd pick, who we also expected. So, like I said, guys, we were hoping the fall half went like we kind of expected. So, that's why we didn't make the draft board too heavy. Kind of figured a few people were going to go. And like I was trying to say earlier, our divisional rival in the Diamondbacks get us Juan Pineda. We had scouted pretty far back, so hopefully they do miss, and they do want our divisional opponents to always be big for us for the next years continuing. A's do have the 4th pick, but after that it is ours. And we do look at the team, look at the differences. Johan Diaz looks to be a very complete player, great fielding, fantastic discipline, good contact, solid power. And Duvall looks to be a pretty good pitcher. Only thing low, future-wise, seems to be strikeouts and hits, both around the same age. One ranked 4th, one ranked 5th. It's just tough to know which one to go with. Definitely both looking pretty close to even. Diaz is fully scouted though. Meanwhile, Duvall is missing 5%. You never know, 5% could be a lot. So we end up going with the sure thing, especially since it fills a positional need in Johan Diaz. We don't have any first baseman to really look forward to in the future just yet. He'll already be one of our top young prospects at that position, considering we only have Toribio, and I believe he's a 61 at this point in the season. He is doing pretty well. NAA, as we checked out in other episodes. But that's a long way from being MLB ready. Hopefully with this top 5 pick, he'll be a little closer. We do sim to our 80th pick, as this one was kind of a free ball at this point. Most of the guys we wanted to hopefully fall back and fall got drafted. As we recap, Eamon Baker went 3 picks after us. Samuel Morales took a solid pick. Waylon Duvall did go 22nd to the Twins. So most teams must have not had him too high, because they drafted him 17, 18 picks later than we would have, or we thought he was projected to go. But as we look for that 3rd round pick, it is a little bit harder to find. That's like I said, guys, a little naive. little kind of bad with the draft. I admit it. I went a little too hard the first round picks, and I just didn't want to mess up. And we already know that's gonna be the best prospects available. And after that, we had some later round picks that we're just gonna focus and hit on. We didn't have too many scouted up, so we're looking around. Not sure what to really go for. It looks pretty good. Shortstop. You picked up Everett Rocker as our third pick. And we just let the assistant coach and the rest of the roster, the rest of the GM. Assistant GM picked the rest of the last two picks. Yeah, we didn't really have too many scouts this year, and that was my bad. We could be better expanding the scouting as well as trying to get the best players. But getting used to the system altogether pretty much. As we finish out the rest of the Brewers series before we get into All-Star break. Had to fix some pitching for a second. Check out some of the pitching in the AA to make some of these changes. Rick Blanchard, our draft pick from last year, I believe he was a second or third pick, is showing improvement, showing that be potential. Urias still money, Webb struggling, Chapman struggling. We really just have a hot and cold team. Some players are playing pretty good. Some people are playing way below expectation. Ortega being one of them. Luciano doing pretty solid, pulling off. Later on a hot streak since just came back. Gonzalez hasn't really had enough at bats to really say much. But we are right in the middle of the pack, as y'all saw in the standings. Right in the middle of 2.5 games behind the Dodgers. Juan is hitting excellent at 291. Milo has picked it up, 277, being that power hitter. Haniger actually has one more at 19. Strada's definitely bringing in the power with 1145. McCray's still hitting pretty solid. Flores still lefty smasher. So, I mean, we just have some guys, just filling in with some plug-in pieces doing their jobs. Like Wade, like Flores. Guys like Estrada. Guys we didn't expect, or at least are specialists, just doing their thing. We do make some more changes to fill out the rest of the minor league roster, as we do have a few injuries. We'll take a quick look back at Alton Baker. As remember from previous episodes, his potential is off the charts, so we just want to check every now and then and see how he's going to develop as we look to put him in AA pretty soon. Get a 1-0 loss to the Brewers, which leads to the home run derby. Fortunately, nobody on our team was in there, but I'll allow you guys to see some of the home run leaders on the season: Brandon Lowe, Jordan, Soto, Machado being the name of a few of them. We'll check back after All-Star game to see some of the All-Stars as the AL does defeat the NL. And once we get a couple more guys in the All-Star game, I think we'll send and we'll take a peek at it. But really nobody making it this year, as we'll see in a second. It just didn't feel really like worth it to watch some of the guys. If you guys do want to see the All-Star games, just let me know, comment in the video. Let me know and I'll start showing it for future seasons. But Sanger is one of the guys who does make it for the All-Star game on the National League side. American League side is obviously Shane McClanahan pitching at 141. Clayton Kershaw's now a Red Sox. The young Tristan McKenzie and Alex Manoah along with George Kirby. Dakota Hudson is the relief pitcher on the National League side along with Devin Williams. Fordo Duval is our giant all-star player. Will Smith is the guy for the catcher position at the National League, Tyler Stevenson. Christian Walker hitting pretty solid this season from Diamondbacks. Along with Pete Alonso and Lamont Wade Jr. made it as well. Didn't even see him. Don't know how he made it with 237, but I guess we'll take it. Machado made it with 26-71. Edmund is the guy for the shortstop position along with Tim Anderson and Willie Adames. Obviously, Ohtani is making it with the outstanding season he's having so far. 35 home runs. And when he's pitching at 3, it's just crazy. Nemo makes it for the center field. Juan Soto, Tatis, Mookie Betts. Basically all our 2 rivals, right fielders, just all made it. It's just fantastic. I play these guys for the next foreseeable future. And if you take a closer look at Tatis, having a pretty good season. Had a good season last year as well. Juan Soto hitting 350. Having him in the lineup together with both of those guys is definitely very good. That's why they have to have good pitching. Take a look at the American League side real quick. Just fan out some Shalvey, Alejandro Kirk, Nathan Lowe, Brandon Drury. Both have a very good seasons already at 70 plus RBIs. Altuve, 19 stolen bases. Definitely surprised on that one. Definitely expect them by All-Star break. Alex Bergman also is one of those guys for the Astros. The 2 guys, one of the A's representative is Jace Peterson. Astros do have Jordan as well, hitting 315. Mike Trout, Julio, and Mullins for the Orioles. 30 stolen bases, that's wild. That's so great. And Judge hitting 333 with 24 home runs to end it off for the American League side that did win the game. And as you guys saw earlier, it went 12-6. Just in case anybody wanted to know the score. And getting back into the action after the AAA game, the AAA All-Stars did secure the home field advantage as we did take the L in that one. And then we do begin that draft period signing. Like I said earlier, we can move it to the end and show you guys as we try to sign our guys. We was already heavily scouting Johan Diaz, so this should a pretty sink and lock deal. Should be pretty easy to get done. Just gotta pay the man what he wants, or at least close to it. Next is Jeremy Schneider. Want to get that interest up in Everett Rocker, as he was our 3rd round pick. Put it at 6'5", 6'7", 6'2", right where we already started at. See what man goes with, and he does sign. We do get our top 5 pick with our first offer. Love to see it. We want to pay you. You want to be here. Love to see it. I do want to understand where the bonus comes in from, though. I understand that it is in the game, but it does seem like with some other guys that you drown, you end up paying the minor league salaries anyway, so when is the bonus taken into effect? But anyways, I digress. On to the Rays series. When they're up 19 in the wins department on their season, definitely one of the number 1 teams in the league. We get a 3-1 victory. A home run from Wade and Jimenez. Love to see it. Great pitching. Last now, Trevor Rogers now going up 7-0. Shutout late. Rogers is wheeling and dealing, only giving up 2 hits, and he does continue to shut out. And that's why we traded for him last year. We saw the potential in him. We knew that he could have a good season. We knew he could bounce back, and at worst, improve his marketplace if we don't re-sign him. and we have a little bit of team control. We're trying to sign some of these draft picks. Interest too low. That's just going to have to wait till next week to see what's going on. Taking a closer look into the standings, we're still 2 games outside of the wild card, 3 games outside of chasing down the Padres, and 5 games out from the division with the Dodgers ahead of us. Going into the series versus the Nationals, hopefully we can get a sweep. But we will check out a game against Anthony Banda. We want to take a look at one of our surprise players this year, at least in some statistical categories, in Mitch Haniger. And kind of just wasn't expecting to hit for as much average. We wanted the power to be there. We signed him to a pretty good contract. But we wasn't expecting him to hit 272 as he is on the season. Because most years he's averaged around 240, 250. So he has been a pleasant surprise for us. Especially a guy who's actually outmatching Eloy, who we expect to be even more powerful. But he does have 80 and 96 power. Like I said, Eloy just has a lot more contact, so I guess you're expecting him to get more base on balls, but that's why he's better at this game. .49-45 is our record. Getting after that series versus the Rays. Looking pretty solid, looking to hopefully squeak into that wild card spot. We just don't know at this point on the season. And that's 94 games, so we have exactly 68 games left on the season. So we gotta get it in shape now or never at this point. I'm not too far behind, but we definitely don't want to have the Dodgers gain too much distance from us. Same thing with the Padres. Gotta beat the teams that's easy. Swing big, as our stadium says. The gimme games, gotta have those. Anthony Banda is actually having a pretty solid game. Pretty solid season, I mean. Solid with 1.29. It seems to be his worst thing because that whip as his walks on 29. So hopefully we can get a few hits on him as well. Joey Meneses is up to bat. Nationals have already scored 1-0, 3-2 count. Does hit a pop fly. Henniker is able to get it. Making an easy play, getting the second out. Still continuing the spot start, DeScalafani, as I feel like he's just a better half of the job right now. Like Harrison's still being a youngster, just letting them pitch in long relief to get his feet buddy in. Alex Call is the 4-batter as we take his very next at bat. Henniger has to chase down another ball, and it is just foul. Definitely lucky on that one. That could have easily been a double for Alex Call. Another pitch, much easier to play for him, making it for the inning out. Ending. Say that 3 times. Still hitless upon the game. Hoping to definitely improve that one. If it does come up, I'm not sure if he won the Silver Slugger last year, especially considering I think he hit 250. But MLB definitely still a great game. Pitch coming up at the bat, and he is able to get on the inside fastball and turn on it, hitting it deep into the gap, and he is able to just slide in and get this double, getting a man on for the first hit in the game for the team. Let's go, Henniger. Like I said, he's providing the power and the contact. He wasn't sure if he could get that contact. He knew the power might come, as he is a guy who steadily hits 30 home runs a season, but we didn't know the contact was coming as well. Estrada is up to bat, 0-1 count, hoping to bring us in. He's very good versus lefties. When he does hit a grounder, that makes Haniger have to retreat. And Estrada actually runs it out. So CJ Abrams was not able to throw him out on that play. Haniger showing the wheels on that one. Wheeling and dealing, getting the first base bag. 2-2 count for Matt Chapman. We know he definitely has the power versus lefty. See if he can bring a guy in. He is striking out. But also the downside of Chapman, vision's pretty low. He will strike out a lot of times as he swings right over the pitch, getting the first out of the inning. But we do have our lefty masher and Wilmer Flores up to bat, 8 home runs, even though he doesn't even have that many at bats. I think he's around a little over 100. That's pretty good per 9. And he does swing and miss as well as Banda is getting him out. Best 2 outs you can get. No one even moves. Same thing. Just sinking on the bats. Flores swung right above it. Hoping our youngster, our rookie, Luciano, can bring us in 2 outs in the top of the second. 2-2 count. He isn't able to get enough on it. Easy line to the third baseman, who throws him out. Hate to see it, as we did get a leadoff double with Haniger. Couldn't get anybody to hit us home. 1-0 game still. And that's kind of been a problem with the team. I've discussed many games. Inconsistency with the at-bats. We only have a couple guys really displaying the power and bringing in runs. And even though some of those guys are inconsistent, it's really just been strong pitching. Well, strong starting pitching and some timely home runs for our team. A great curveball, very high in the zone, does get Haniger to a 1-1 count. Circle change outside, as he is definitely not trying to bring that fastball in like he did last time, trying to throw the exact opposite actually. We got early on that cutter. Should have let that one go, but it was a solid swing. Good curveball. I mean, Banda is throwing. I can see how Chapman and Estrada struck out. And Chapman, Estrada, and Luciano struck out. And Haniger is added to that list. Swinging right above it. I guess we all just got the same kind of swing. I guess 3-1 game now, as we do get a run across, but the Nationals do get 2. Top of the 7th. Fastball comes in. Good discipline. Definitely thought Haniger might have got snubbed as he gets a strong base hit. Nice liner, straight past the shortstop and the second baseman. Perfect. What a swing. Haniger is becoming a more complete hitter. He was, I wouldn't say snubbed, but he was definitely close to being around an all-star. He had the numbers that was right there. Him and Eloy were both really close. Just a lot of other guys were playing outstanding. I definitely think if they did make it, it wouldn't have been something crazy. Their next play, Estrada does hit into a double play, getting us out once again. Just chasing a pitch. I don't know why he changed that. Should just left it alone. Looks like it was going outside in the inning. We do close the distance as it is 3-4 now on the top of the 9th. 1 out. See if Haniger can get on. And he is able to chase a 2-seamer outside and get exactly what he needs. That's how you do it, man. Like I said, he doesn't always have to show the power. As today, he had to be a leadoff hitter most games. The whole game, he was a leadoff hitter for the most part. Either 1 out or no outs in the inning, no one on. But every at bat. And he was able to get on. We love to see that from the four guy, as he is taken out for Brent McCray. Obviously, that speed difference is what's needed to try to score this game time runs. Yeah, got a little thirsty. We do have Stroud Andrews is still pretty solid against righties. They switch and take the guy out to bring in Kyle Finnegan at this point. If you want to see some big hits to finish out this game, what a splitter. That was pretty filthy as he was 10-timer. He is able to hit the next splitter, but it is a hanger. Cray does have to go back to first base. Second out. One more out left. Can our man Chapman do it? Hasn't had a good game all season. Not all season. He's been hitting pretty solid. Battery going low. 220 hitter. Can he be clutch in this moment? We just need something in the gap. And he does hit a weak liner. We're on the second. And the Nationals take the W. Losing it 3-4, man. You just hate to see it. You can't lose to the bad ones if you do want to stay in playoff contention. Bad teams gotta get beat. That's Eloy, like I said, seems to be the only one who does the drive-in runs, hitting 2 home runs for 3 RBIs. Just man, just needed more. I was thinking on that one. Tyler O'Neill does get traded from the Cardinals for Jose Miranda and Chris Paddock. Big trade came on the way as we approached the trade deadline. Following a few wins against the Nationals 5-3, 5-3 to close out that series. We do beat the Cubs 9-0. Checking that stat line, one of the Nationals games, a few doubles, a couple from Wade. Urias pitched well to continue his fantastic season. Jackson actually got no outs. I will say, excuse the party chat. We were actually talking some baseball and talking about the franchise as I was moving through. So some things I wanted to move forward with and some ideas from them. So shout out to my man Ghost. Anyway, we go back to the 9-0 game for the Cubs to start off the series, as Rogers is steadily bringing that ERA down. He's had a couple good outings, man, that we've seen. Definitely love to see it, man. Another 8-0 game, as the pitching has been great from our back of our rotation. Ron Strickland also pitches a shutout to go along with Kyle Harrison. That's what we like to see, man. We like to see. Good job, Harrison. Definitely feel like that is a better fit for him. As we are looking to see when we are able to see our ratings of our draft picks, time to sign Cano. Looks like he has enough interest to get him up onto the roster for next season. Off him around a milli. See if he'll take it, and he will take the offer. Although Cano has a nice ring to it, is our draft pick. Jeffrey Davenport, who was our very last pick in the 6th round, is our next picks. Is our next guy up to get signed. And I'm excited as you guys are to try to see what our guys are going to bring. Hopefully they're pretty high. We do continue a pretty solid, not want to say win streak, but a hot streak. Have only lost 1 of our last 7 games. 13-0 is the score for another Trevor Rogers outing. You know, he's just pitching great. Don't matter how many runs we score, we're going to win because he ain't giving up any. And if you look at the hits, Our guys were spread out, most being from Canada. Like I said earlier, Rogers is. I want some shutouts. Told you guys, the pitching and carrying us. It really is. As we are getting closer to that deadline, 6 days left to sign these guys. Just gotta get the interest up, man. Some guys might not be able to sign to the very last day. But we got a number one guy signed, so that's the main thing. And a number two guy. So the other guys, hate to say it, but unless they really are gonna be studs, it's not really a big deal. As we continue our winning streak, like I said, beating the teams we need to beat in the Pirates, and the Athletics, trying to close out this series, and we do get the bats high, winning 8-7, clutching that out, getting 18 hits. That's crazy. That's a lot of hits out there. 18. Every single person got a hit. 4 from Quan, 3 from Henniger, 2 from Estrada, a couple home runs from Jimenez and Henniger. Told you those are our power guys. Those are our power ball players, man. Our power hitters, man. Arias had a good outing, 2 earned runs and 6 2/3. Good relief pitching. We do want to see if we can offer Davenport something. He does decide to sign for a little over $100K. Hopefully he can be a good solid relief pitcher coming out of our minor league farm system. Definitely looks like we might not be able to get Schneider, whatever pronounce his name, or that we can still shoot for Everett Rocker. Going on a lovely winning streak, as the Padres definitely came to shut that down, losing 5-0. Having a pretty good pitching outing, shutting down a pretty hot team. The trade deadline does approach, and we do want to look at some guys to maybe ship off, as we're in a weird spot at this point. Playing better than expected. I thought we'd be a fringe 500 team, but I didn't think we would be this far in the playoff race, being now in the wild card and only being a couple games out of the division. So we're definitely leading more towards the contender category than the pretender category, than the rebuilding section, like we were just last season with the top 5 pick. So one guy that might be getting shipped off is Chapman, only hitting 224. His Henniger has gotten hot, now hitting 290 on the season. That's what we love to see. Bring the power and the contact, like I was saying all episode. Henniger has been hitting pretty well, but has cooled off drastically since last time we've seen him. But he is a defensive savant, so any kind of hitting, especially in 250, is reasonable. Ball with a fantastic whip. Jimenez bringing in the contact too, getting his stuff up to 290. 25 home runs. We already talked about Rogers. There's just a lot of guys heating up all at the same time. We love to see it. Stephen Kwan surprised on the top, 8 home runs already on the season. Just a lot of filling guys. Our main guys are getting hot at the right time. Bummer, unfortunately, is not paying off, but we got Jimenez as part of the deal, so we'll take it. Castro, that's another guy who might be looking to trade, as he just not having the strikeout stuff we hoping and expected from the previous seasons we've seen. But we can continue to look down the roster and just take a good overall look at everybody. San Diaz brings some solid pop on the season. Portigan looks to be strong. Definitely hoping for a good season for the rest of the roster as well. But the main guy we're looking to get rid of, unfortunately, is Chapman. Power numbers definitely dipping from what he showed in his previous stint with the Blue Jays. Want him to at least be hitting 240, high 230s. Do take a look at the trade block. See what some guys are offering. Danny Jansen is definitely an interesting guy. With him being a catcher, definitely need that strong righty at bat. And Blue Jays already having Kirk above him. Matt Manning's another solid guy. Hasn't really panned out in the Tigers farm system. Definitely could be a solid guy for us to develop. Center guard Josh Bell is definitely interesting. Domingo Herman, we know him as a guy who had a no-hitter this season in real life. Linnea. Brandon Belt, an old player of ours. Jansen is one of the guys, and he hasn't even been utilized. Only 18 games. Definitely can use him more than what the Blue Jays have been doing. And to take 90 power, 70 contact, bringing another monster in against righties at a position needed at catcher, as our young guys haven't developed the hitting yet. They have some defense, but the hitting hasn't developed yet. So we definitely did take a look at this, and they would actually trade them straight up. Jansen for Chapman. He does only have a season left before he does hit free agency. So we would have to sign him to a deal if this trade is really worth it, as Chapman was signed to a multi-year deal. This is just the beginning of it. Isaac Paredes was another guy he was looking at. Another defensive guy, but his bat is just as bad, if not worse. We're kind of shopping around, but not sure we could really find somebody that's really comparable, really worth the investment. Max Muncie's older. Wisdom would be nice, but his contact's way too low for whatever he is, hitting 260. Beatty's a young guy. That might be interesting. But he does already have 2 years of MLB experience, meaning he's only going to have maybe one more year of arbitration. A couple more years of arbitration before he does have to have a major league contract. Josh Young, another guy. As we would have to replace somebody at third base when Chapman being gone. Bart also is having a surprisingly good season. He signed up to a low base contract with his potential falling down. At worst speed, divine leader backup. But we definitely look to get rid of Sanchez with his aging contract, well, really his age. So you see that they're willing to trade Huff. That can be an improvement on the catch position. Definitely want to look at someone else like a Dylan Lesko or like early Josh Young. Really solid guy versus lefties. Looks like he's improving his defensive ratings. Corbin Carroll is also one of the interesting one, but I knew they don't want too much for him. And so we do try to do less than a 20-year-old A prospect, but it looks like they were just wanting way too much for him, and we were willing to offer anyways. As that's the hard part with our teams. We don't really have any trade value, and all the trade value we have, we want to develop. So we're not really willing to give it up, just like the Rangers aren't. So we simply just weren't able to really make a deal. And I didn't want to give up 2 starters for a guy who might not even work out. And they weren't willing to give up their star pitcher. As see some other potential guys we tried to add. Let's see, I just wasn't willing to give up what they was wanting Ross stripped over the night, but he's having too good of a season to let go. He is struggling, but then you definitely have no third base prospects at all. So definitely can't get rid of him. And so as I ran out of options, I started to give up on this trade. And then we just give up on the trading itself. I think we're just better off just keeping the roster we got, rocking with it. Make the playoffs great. If we don't, we don't. Kind of suck because we're probably going to get around the teens pick because we're having such a good season if we don't make the playoffs. So we definitely want to try to make it work. Quan has been the best leadoff hitter ever. Definitely improvement, which I think is definitely greatly helping having a guy on a lot of time for the top 3 batters, top 3, 4, 5 batters. It's definitely clutch as last year we struggled with leadoff hitters. Chapman is heating up, which is another thing that makes me also want to keep him. So we'll just continue to rock out with the rest of our roster. As you can see, we're now 3 games behind the Padres in second now. Everybody's heating up pitching wise, including Webb, even though he's starting to get into the high 3s. Guys coming back from injury, thankfully. So we can start sending some guys back down to our Class A farm system and get some time. And that is what happens for Braden Whalen. Today is the last day to sign our draft picks, which is how we are going to end off the episode. 5-1 win for us versus those Padres. Definitely very clutch as we want to keep the distance against these guys. We go for Jeremy Schneider. Only has 50% max offer we can give him, and he does decline. So we don't sign our 5th round pick. But we do have Everett Rocker. Hopefully we can get a deal out of him. Same thing. Max offer 70%. And we do get Everett Rocker. Sign with $700K. So we only miss out on 1 pick. I can live with that, man. We got our top 3 picks. As we will see in the upcoming episode, by the end of this episode, in the next few seconds, what our picks ratings were. The Padres 4-3, so we do beat them 3 out of 4 games in that series, and 4-3 was the outcome. D-Scout finally getting another win, 7-3, man. That's it. That was a great change. Bader getting 4 RBIs, coming in clutch, getting all of the RBIs for us, and a home run on the game. Definitely love it when our center fielder carries us. As we do check out the ratings, 86 potential, 69 overall rating for Diaz. Looks to be a guy we can plug in and play in the next couple of years. 88 potential for Cano, 83 for Rocker, and 72 for Davenport. The only problem with Diaz, as I can clearly see, is the durability. Fielding is right there. The hitting is also pretty good. He can get a little better versus lefties versus righties. It's already there. It's just the durability, man. He can even steal a few bases. Durability at 38, but he is 18 years old, so definitely has plenty of time to get that durability up. It's just going to be an issue for the first few seasons. Cano looks to be a nice young project to develop, turning out to be the best actual potential out of the whole roster. Looking at some other guys, farm system, other team farm system that's going to be coming soon. Eloy Calrayo seems to be a pretty good guy, 90 potential catcher. If you missed out on him, Waylon Duvall actually had D potential, so glad we didn't pick him. Claudio De Silva, so they can be a solid guy, 86 potential, pretty good overall already. Same thing with Jimenez. And as you guys can see, there's not too many high potentials. So we definitely did get one of the better picks in the draft. Wando, definitely a great name. Shelby was a really good pick, 70 potential, 70 overall already. Low pitching clutch, but 88 potential, so that feels like we can develop that. Somebody that can be probably in AAA for the Nationals immediately. Emmett Baker was actually 78 potential. So we did get the best guy out of the ones that was left, other than that catcher, and this guy Sutter looks to be pretty good. Darryl Strong turned out to be a 79 overall potential, the number one overall pick. So definitely looks to be a bust for the Rockies. So that will end it for us, guys. And as always, peace, love, and blessings.